Congratulations. They have beautiful Miami, Florida. Today, and here, between the New England Patriots and the Miami. Look at the Dolphins interplay in this one. They come in off a loss.
Ready to go to play the next week.
On the other side of the field for the 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense.
They're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're a backup to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. This is the offense we're going to see coming up in this one, and LeGarrette Blount, the featured back.
The big knock on him coming out of college was his lack of speed, but it's definitely not his lack of power. He runs right through opposing tacklers and sets things up big for his offense.
Garoppolo now. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
The speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now they'll run with Lewis. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
A good explosive run there sets them up with a new set of downs, and every team wants to start their game with a really nice drive. 3 and out. No one wants to see that, and they were able to avoid it after that run.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Garoppolo. Looking middle. It's caught by Gronkowski. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Let's go! Now Lewis. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
Third and short, they'll try and pick it up. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Koamisi coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. The dangerous Jarvis Landry back for Miami. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They're led out by their strong-arm quarterback out of Texas A&M. It's Ryan Tannehill.
I think one of the things I like about Ryan Tannehill's game is that he understands what his receivers are looking for downfield. He played that position at Texas A&M before becoming the starting quarterback. So a lot of times when he's in the pocket,
Drake. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Time to feature the offensive starters, and our first chance to get a look at Parker.
Devontae Parker came out of Louisville with a guy who was known as a mature receiver. Runs routes really well, but the best part of his game, he'll jump over you at the end of a route and go get the football.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end.
Draw play. Tannehill gives to Drake. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
An extra defensive back was inserted on that play, what they call their nickel defense. And what you're hoping as an offense is that they will get out of there thinking it's a pass play and create space for you to run the draw. In this case, that didn't happen. The extra DB was not blocked and made the play.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 380. 380.
3rd and long. It's Tannehill. He's got time in the pocket. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Edelman set to return. Pushes over it.
That's just not right.
Nearly a huge return as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense.
They'll start things on 1st down to Dion Lewis. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And a look at the starters for the Miami defense.
Cameron Wake may have begun his career in Canada, but in the NFL, he's been one of the top pass rushers since he's entered the league.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's Amendola. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Hey, the defense is in this game as well. They wanted to make it a tough 3rd down. They were able to do so on that last play, preventing a big gain.
Let's see if the defense tries any pressure here on 3rd and 8. The play clock's running down. They'll set up to throw. And he's got Bennett. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to Talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Green 39! Green 39!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Caught left side, Bennett. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll bring up a second down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Garoppolo now. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Garoppolo. This is caught. Gronkowski. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the first quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both.
Here we go. 319. 319. All right, now, look at the back 99 Here we go.
From the 4-yard line, it's first and goal now. They run. This is Lewis. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
He'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Scrimmage is the 3 as they look to cash in on 3rd and goal.
Here we go now. Blue, landed. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
On play action, they'll throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Chris Hogan, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Pats have taken the early lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Here's Jarvis Landry now.
Touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
So now here come the Dolphins. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And quickly, let's check out the New England defense.
Dante Hightower is a guy who can play the run with the best of anyone in the league, but he'll fool you a little bit in pass coverage. Not so bad there as well.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. And he will find his man on the outside. They get 6 on the touchdown, Drake. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Tannehill. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Terrence Knighton able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So as it turns out, that sack does not wind up costing him, at least in terms of getting points. They get 3.
Yeah, once you see your quarterback go down the backfield, you think, uh-oh. But fortunately for them, the kicker came to the rescue and made sure they got something out of that drive after all.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And they're going to have lousy starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 6-yard line.
Special teams coaches spend a lot of time scheming things up, but this was just a bad return. Now the offense has a long way to go to try to put points on the board.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start.
Let's go. 3-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Garoppolo now. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
Got some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
Garoppolo. Pass incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And it's third down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now Landry. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Hey, watch the left, watch the left. What we got? Hey, blue 10. Blue 10.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense.
Ready. Wide 20. Wide
on third down. Tannehill over the middle, able to find Carew. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.